Hi, this is Crystal with Crystal's Journey, and
I am Van.
we are a podcast about recovery. And today we are going to do a little confession. So, part of recovery is when we are wrong, we promptly admit it. And so, I have some confessions to make. So I have been struggling the last maybe week or so. I don't know. Maybe a little bit shorter than that. With kind of some just I'm going to say it shitty attitude. Okay, shitty attitude, right? Because this is my podcast. I can say whatever I want. Oops, sorry about the shaky. Anyways, so I have been having some skunky, shitty attitude. And I couldn't figure it out why. And I was blaming it on other things because I didn't want to really, admit that I did anything wrong because, God, like it's not my fault, because of course it's not my fault. So then I started started praying, and I wanted God to give me some wisdom to figure out really what was going on with me. And so the root of it is that it was my ego. And so let me explain some things first. So I had a situation at work where I got in trouble at work because I was on my phone again. And we are not supposed to be on our phone. And I think that I can do whatever I want, whenever I want at work. And the rules don't apply to me. And this attitude that I have is bullshit, right? And I know this, and I'm very grateful for my job, and I love my job, and my shit does stink, and I need to reel it in, right? And I got written up, but the situation that happened was really insane, and I acted completely out of line to an ops manager who I really don't care for. But regardless, I need to respect the rules and respect the ops managers regardless, whether I like them or not. But I went completely berserk, screaming, ah, like a mad woman. And I didn't want to apologize. I haven't apologized to her yet because I haven't seen her, but I got written up for it. I didn't get written up for my behavior. I got written up because I was on my phone, which I was, and I did cop to it the next day. I did say, yes, I was on my phone, and I told him why, and the reason is, and I think everybody would agree, that I was watching Dax Shepard dance.
Who?
Dax Shepard.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh my God, Van.
What?
Dax Shepard. He's Kristen Bell's husband. He's hot. And I explained to Eric J that Dax Shepard is very hot. He was dancing to Jack Antonoff, Bleachers, his new song, and he was dancing, and he's hot. I mean, Dax Shepard is hot. So, I did have my phone sitting up for 30 seconds. Mind you, it was only for 30 seconds. And I couldn't resist. I was like, checking it out. So anyways, I copped to it because it was true. I was on my phone, and I am sorry. I couldn't help it. It was one of those things. I was just like, I couldn't wait. I had 45 minutes left in my shift, and I could not wait. Okay, people? Dax Shepard is hot. I'm sorry. I'm in heat. It's been a long time since I've touched a man, been with a man. It's been a long, long time, okay? I'm sorry.
This is like you want Ryan Gosling.
It doesn't matter. I don't really want Ryan Gosling. He's too young. Anyways, but so
I thought you liked him young.
No, Van, stop. So anyways, I went into Eric J's office, and I owned my stuff before he even called me into his office. And I told him the truth, and I apologized to him. And he said, well, you don't have to apologize to me. You have to apologize to the person that you went crazy on. And I was like, ugh.
Well, how's that going to go out?
It's going to go very briefly. I'm just going to own my stuff. I'm going to clean up my side of the street, which is going to be, I'm going to bite my tongue, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to walk away. And that's that.
Well, good.
Tomorrow.
That's good to hear. That's responsible.
And he said, it's the right thing to do. I'm gonna do it for RJ.
Do it for Johnny.
I'm gonna do it for RJ. And no, I'm gonna do it because it is the right thing to do, and that's that. And so I did get written up, which just stinks because I don't like to get written up. But I expected it because honestly, my behavior was out of control. And I expected it. So, yes, there's that.
Well,
so back to what's going on.
yeah, I was just wondering why that happened.
Why did that happen?
Yeah.
So, and so I've been acting like old behaviors are kind of coming back, where it's kind of acting like an asshole, and I'm thinking like, what is going on? I'm cussing more. I'm just not being like the old happy-go-lucky, I'm just kind of being a kind of a douchebag, a little bit more than I'm like the old crystals coming like back up, and so I'm like, what's going on? So anyway, so I'm thinking like, what has changed? What's going on? And then I realized what I had been doing different. And what I had been doing different was somebody that I had been talking to briefly. And that somebody is Axay.
Oh.
I allowed Axay to contact me a few times. He called me. So he had been trying to contact me several times over the course of the last couple weeks. And he kept calling and calling and calling from different numbers. And I was like, not taking his calls, and I was very adamant about like, stop calling me. He was in the hospital, and I was like, no, stop calling me. And I would block his number, and I was, stop. And I would block his call. Then he would call me from a different number, block his call. Yeah. Well, then he calls me from jail. And so during this time, Van and I had went to Kohl's, and I got a new credit card. And the credit card, I was approved. And the credit card, and so then I get a text message saying the credit card was going to his address. And I was like, what? And so when he called me from jail, I was like, do I tell him? Do I not tell him? So I wanted to answer the phone call to find out how long he was going to be in jail so that I could go get my credit card from his house, intercept it before he got out of jail. So I had a motive to answer the phone, which is insane. So anyways, so I took the call, asked him how long he was going to be in jail. And he didn't know. So I took that first initial phone call, and then we actually went to Holdridge. I went with my kids to Holdridge. And so I thought, okay, I'll just swing by his house and grabbed and went to his mailbox. We went, and my credit card was not in the mail. So I'm like, oh. So I was really bummed out. And during this time, I asked my sponsor, is this okay for me to do? And she said, technically, you're not breaking the law because my driver's license still has his address, which I need to get changed. But anyways, so I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to break down and ask him or tell him that this is what's happening. So I'm gonna have to take his call one more time to tell him because I need to get that credit card, or else I'm gonna have to contact the credit card company and tell them, which would be the easier way to go. I don't know why I just didn't do it that way, which is what I probably should have done. And by this time, I'm not telling my sponsor anymore, which is where I went wrong. And I should have just told my sponsor because that's probably what she would have told me. And that's where I went wrong. And so I think that's my biggest problem, and that's what I'm confessing is that I think that I'm not sure what I wanted. I don't know where I'm going with this, but all I know is that if I was working a stronger program, I wouldn't have taken his call, but I did, and he asked me to keep this a secret, and he's still on probation for assaulting me, and that's why he's in jail. He's in jail because he couldn't quit drinking, but he's in jail for assaulting me. That's what his initial arrest was for, and so I don't like secrets. I do not like secrets, and I don't like the contact. I don't like it. It doesn't feel good. And when someone tells me to keep a secret, it feels gross, and it made me feel gross. And I started feeling that old feelings of the way that it used to make me feel. And so the inward feelings it was starting to, the outward, it was making things, making me feel things. And I was outwardly acting out. And my behavior was starting to be really ugly. And I know that my program was not right. And so anyways, I just want you guys to know that if you're not working a strong program, you will falter in different ways other than drinking. You will do stupid shit like this. And even though it was only a couple days, you will do stupid shit and you will falter. And you will do something stupid that will make you create chaos in your life. But it's okay. What the beauty of it is that it's okay because you can come back from it. And you can pick yourself up and you can brush yourself off and you can make amends to the people that you created chaos with, and you can move on. Because what I did was I made amends with my boss, and I'm going to make amends to my ops manager tomorrow. And I accepted responsibility with everything, and I took the write-up, and I worked my ass off today, and I worked my ass off yesterday, and I'm going to work my ass off for the next 3 days, and everything's going to be fine. And I blocked Zach, and I'm not going to take his calls anymore.
Good.
And I got my credit card.
What, you did?
Yeah.
Where'd you get it?
Aunt Barb got it for me.
Oh, really?
And everything is great. And I'm not going to talk to him again. And everything is great.
Good.
So, I know that I can't talk to him. And because that's what happens. I know where I set my boundaries, and I can't falter from those boundaries. And I know that I have to stick really close with my sponsor. And I know that I can't falter from my boundaries. And when someone tries, and this is another important lesson here. This is another really important lesson that I want you guys to really listen to. Is when someone tries to push those boundaries that you've created, you really need to stay away from those people. Because those are the people, they don't respect you. That disrespect is such a slap in the face. And those are the people that you really want to stay away from, because that's not healthy. That's not healthy. It's not a positive influence. And you just gotta back away. You just gotta back away. And you just gotta know that those people, they just shouldn't be in your sphere. You can love them from afar, and maybe someday you can have them in your world, but not right now. And they're just not ready for you to be in your world. But yeah, I mean, this was a really good learning lesson for me, because I'm a keeper. I like to keep people, or I like to have people. I like to have all my people. And I used to love to, keep all my people that I've had in my past. And it's a bummer, because I really miss a lot of the people that I used to have in my life. And a lot of them I can't have in my life anymore, because they're not we're in different, different stages of our recovery and different stages of our life. And it makes me really sad because I really do miss a lot of them. But, it's just a season, I guess. It's just a season. And, if I see them on the street, I'll say hi and, we'll bump elbows or whatever, hey, but, we can't hang out. We're not going to barbecue. We're not going to go camping or whatever, but I wish them well. I got nothing but love for all the people that were in my past. They brought me to where I'm at. They created me. They made me the person that I am. And gosh dang it. And I really do love every single person that was in my life in the past. And I really cherish every single one of them. And I don't have any hate in my life or in my heart for any of them. I just know that, I can't have them in my world now. And so anyways, and so I do have one thing I want to say is that, back when Zach and I were going, through all the craziness and when we were breaking up and getting back together and breaking up and getting back together, there was a friend of mine. His name is Ake J. I'm going to call him Ake J. He was going through a similar situation with his girlfriend where he and his girlfriend were breaking up and it was very painful for him. And so we bonded and we were just good friends. That was not romantic at all. But we shed a lot of tears together, and he and I and another friend of ours, Ice Bay. Do you remember Ice Bay?
Oh.
I'll tell you later. We used to have so much fun, the three of us, and we used to laugh so much. We were kind of crazy. We did a lot of crazy stuff, but we had so much fun, the three of us. And those two guys, they never judged. They might have judged me behind my back, but they never ever judged me because I would go back to Zach and we go back and forth and anyways, I wondered whatever happened to him because finally I just went back to Zach's and I never went back to Jake's, but his door was always open for me. He always let me come back and, he let me stay with them and I let him use my car. And, I ran into him, the other day, at an AA meeting, and he has over 3 years sober. And so when I go to this one meeting on Monday nights, I drive by his house and I've always wondered like how he's doing or whatever. And then I saw him at a meeting and I was like, oh my God. And I was able to make amends with him or,
See him again.
Yeah. And, it was really good because he really meant a lot to me. And, it's just really cool to see him doing really well. And it just warms my heart. And so is, Rice Bay. He's doing really good too. And he's got a girlfriend and he lives out in Western Nebraska. And it makes me so happy to see the people that were good to me, doing really well. Yeah. It just warms my heart, to know that, good things happen to good people, and yeah. So anyways, it makes me want to cry because I got nothing but love for, those guys. So anyways, with that being said, if you want to get sober, get a hold of me in the link. Like and subscribe, guys.
Like and subscribe.
God bless you. Be blessed. Take care.
Have a nice day.